in South London. Roshan and Median, can you absolutely guarantee that this new strike action won't put patients' lives at risk?
The first thing I'd really like to say is that it's very regrettable, and we're very distressed that we've been pushed into this corner. With regards to a guarantee, we can't guarantee anything, even on a normal day, even today. But what I can guarantee, and what I urge the public to do, is if you're unwell, you have to go to hospital on any strike day, on any day. And let's remember, there are 50,000 junior doctors in this country, but there are also 70,000 consultants and GPs. They're the most highly skilled and trained medical professionals in the world, I'd say. And they will be there, not doing non-emergency care, but covering emergency care only on those days. So they will be providing emergency cover.
But hospitals are already under extreme pressure. This is going to put them under yet more pressure. So people will be fearful about their lives, won't they?
I completely understand that fear. I think all of us understand that fear. Again, I'd like to reiterate that we do have some of the most skilled professionals in the world that will cover, the consultants will cover this care, and they'll be there for you, and everyone who needs to go to hospital should go to hospital on those days.
You're taking a really big risk though, aren't you, that you've had public support all the way along. Now, by doing this, there's a real risk that you're going to lose that, isn't there?
Well, I've been overwhelmed by the amount of public support we've had during the last strikes, during this whole sorry saga. I think they really understand the facts. They understand why we need to do this, and that it's in everyone's interest that we make the NHS stronger, not weaker. And there is that risk, but I think if they have the facts, they'll understand why we're doing it.
But why are you so determined? You admit there is a risk. Mm-hmm. Why are you so determined? What more can you do after this?
So let me contextualise what I see as a junior doctor on the front line for you and for viewers. What I see is an 8-person rota in a hospital I used to work in with only 4 doctors on. Okay, I see 200% increase in GP practice closures in the last few years. I see a £30 billion underfunded NHS. I see on-call shifts without doctors on and being covered by 1 doctor for 2 doctor jobs. I see almost all NHS trusts in deficits, whereas they weren't several years ago. Almost every single trust in the country is. This is a crisis, and it's about time David Cameron came out and helped find a solution for this.
I hear what you're saying, but I mean, the government, if there was a minister here, which there isn't, would say that you've been given a 13.5% average pay rise. Many watching will envy that, and many watching also have to work Saturdays for no extra pay.
Absolutely, and the first point I'd like to make is we work 7 days a week. I work nights, I work weekends, all junior doctors do. So that's the first point I'd like to make. The second point that I'd like to make is the 13.5% pay rise is another lie that's peddled by the government. Okay, this is a 13.5% pay rise in our basic pay. It's not a rise in our overall pay. But regardless of that, this isn't about pay. This is about trying to make a 7-day NHS with no further resources. You cannot staff a 7-day NHS when the current NHS doesn't have enough doctors. We can barely do 5-day care, and that's the crux of it.
Dr. Roshan Median, thank you very much for joining us.